Hello, everyone. We're just going to wait a minute till people show up. And then we're going to have a quick pep talk, if that's all right. Get the sun in the background. How is everyone today? All right, I'm just going to wait a couple seconds till this is... I wonder if anyone's going to come on because it's nice out. So I'm just going to go ahead and say what I have to say. And then you can see this after. How's that sound? So... it's been brought to my attention. I haven't been doing any live parties because it's way too nice out, and I know everyone's been outside playing and having fun, and it's so nice to get some fresh air, isn't it? I love it. So, I know you probably haven't been doing as much painting, which that's all right, but I know that you are still doing some, and I heard something that made me really sad today. I heard that there is a kid that didn't love their painting that they did. And I hear this kind of a lot, and that it breaks my heart, especially when a kid paints with me, because I'm like, man, I want these kids to be like so proud and so happy and just like, oh my gosh, look at this masterpiece I made. But unfortunately that doesn't always happen, and I know that. And I'll tell you how I know. Because, alright, I'm not trying to tell you how old I am for real life, but you know I'm an adult, right? Okay. 37, don't tell anyone. But when I was a little girl, I've always been an artist. I've always been into art. I've always, like, colored and drawn, and I always did, like, I don't know, crayons, markers. Do you want to know a secret? I maybe made like 5 paintings fully before I started Mermaid Masterpieces. How weird is that? Weird. I was never like a huge painter. But that's besides the point. So, how am I trying to say this? Okay, so when I was a kid, I would see in my head, I'd say, all right, this is what I'm going to paint today, or this is what I'm going to draw with my markers or crayons or whatever I'm using. And I'd go to do it. And I would try. And sometimes it would look something like what was in my head, but not always. And sometimes it didn't look anything like what was in my head, but I'd keep working on it, and I'd end up liking it because it came out a little different than what was in my head. And it came out cool because I kept trying and trying and trying. And sometimes I'd give up. And I didn't like that I gave up sometimes, but that happens. It's life. We all give up sometimes, but you gotta just keep trying. So here's the thing. You keep trying and you keep practicing, and one day, I promise you this, whatever you see in your head that you're trying to imagine that you're going to put on your canvas or your piece of paper or whatever, one of these days, it's going to happen. And you're going to be like, whoa, like it's the weirdest feeling, because the first time it happened for me, I was kind of old. I was 35, but because I didn't do art from the time I was in high school until I was in my 30s. I stopped doing art. I was very sick with the Lyme disease, whatever. And then I got back into art. And when I was illustrating my book, Meet Little Bexta, that you can now catch on Amazon. There's lots of links on this page. The first page in the book, it's all like hot pink sky and a rainbow going over it, and the little mermaid, Little Bexta. She's like kind of just like, and there's like fishes everywhere and just like stuff kind of coming up, and the way I imagined it in my brain is exactly how it came out in the book. And I was like, oh my gosh, wait, it's possible that if you keep trying and keep trying and keep trying and practice your art, it actually can happen, that it looks like how it was in your head. It does happen. But in the meantime, if it doesn't happen that way, it's still okay, because you're trying your hardest, and that's how it's supposed to be. The way you got to just keep trying, and you got to keep, the cool thing about acrylic paint is you can just keep adding to it, and that's what I do. But you got to just keep trying. You can't give up. If you don't love your painting or your piece of art, you have three options. You can give up. Don't give up. You can keep working on it. Keep working on it. Or you can start over. Because one of those three options is going to happen no matter what once you start a piece of art. So don't give up. Keep working on it or start over. That's all right. You know, if you're like, I really, really, really don't like how this is coming out, you can start over. That's why I keep my videos up for you guys, because I want you guys to be able to paint with me and have fun, and I want you to feel proud of yourself. So, and the one thing that kind of stinks about these videos is I can't be there to kind of say, hey, well, you know, if you try it like this, I would never actually like do your art for you, because I am a firm believer of adults not touching kids' art. You know how I roll if you've met me in real life. But yeah, guys, you gotta just keep trying, and this goes for adults too. It's not just for kids. If you don't love your painting, drawing, whatever it is, keep trying. It's okay. It's just because the hour is over, 45 minutes or however long you're painting with me, just because that's over does not mean that that's the end of your painting. Keep going. I heard this kid made the coolest painting ever, and they don't love it because it didn't look like how they saw what they were imagining in their head. And you know what? Sometimes it's cooler in life to have something different than what you imagined. That's art and life. So, you know, just embrace it. I don't know. All right? So, go do your art. Feel proud of yourself. Be awesome. Do good deeds. And come paint with me again. All right? And buy my book, Meet Little Bexta. I'm just kidding. I'm not kidding. Get it. It's a good book. Angela, great point. Actually, thank you for saying that. I would have been really upset had I finished this video and I didn't say that part. Because I do often say this at paint parties when I'm like, all right, pep talk time. Yeah, Garney, Greenvale's been sold out for a few days. I'm sorry. What was I going to say? Angela just brought this up for us. Sometimes you don't love your painting until the next day. Sometimes you don't love it for like a year. Sometimes you just, this has happened to me. Sometimes I'm like, oh God, that's not a good painting. But then I look at it again and I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. I'm at my mom's house right now. That's her hammock. Sorry, I keep seeing it out of the corner of my head. But anyway, oh, Garney, I can't wait to meet you. Anyway, so yeah, so if you don't love your painting, keep in mind, another thing, when you're painting with me, you tend to be this close to your painting, like that close to it. You're supposed to admire from far away. Don't I look way better from far away than this close with, you can see my wrinkles and like any little imperfection? From far away, I look great, right? Same with artwork. You gotta just keep trying, take a step back, just keep going. You got this, all right? Please don't ever give up on art. And you know what makes me sad is that like a lot of art teachers won't tell you this. Not that I'm an art teacher, I just tell you guys how to paint stuff. But like when I was a kid, my art teachers never encouraged me. They were never like, yeah, you are awesome, Becky, because I was a quiet little, I had big glasses and I just saw a huge hawk. I never had any art teachers that encouraged me. My mom and dad and my grandpa were the ones that were like, Becky, you got something special, and they encouraged me. So sometimes we don't always have an adult to encourage us, or a friend, or so sometimes we just have to be our cheerleader. So if you don't have anyone telling you to keep going, just keep going. I just try to remember me telling you this. Just keep going. Like I said, you can either give up, don't give up. You can keep going, and you're going to end up with something a little different than what was in your head, but it's still super cool. Or you can start over and try again. That's it. All right? You guys are all awesome artists. You know what? I'm going to tell you something. I've never seen someone's painting that I'm embarrassed of. Look at that bird. Did you see that? Oh my, I don't even know what kind of birds those are. Ooh, they were huge. I'm all scared. Sorry. Anyway, Yeah. So you guys make sure, don't give up. Keep working on it or start over. All right? Those are your choices. Nothing else. Well, I guess there's probably other choices, but don't give up. Don't give up. And don't hate your art, you know? Like, if you don't like it, that means that painting or picture or whatever, it's not over. I think that can pertain to anything in life. Like, if you don't like your situation, it's not your final destination. That's not it. You're not over. You gotta be proud of yourselves. You gotta just think, I don't know, you gotta just keep going. All right? So if it's not exactly what you imagined in your head, then who's laughing right now? Bonnie, rude. Um, if you're, I don't know, it's not over until it's over and you're happy with it. All right? So keep being awesome. Take a step back, reevaluate, keep working on it. And sometimes you might have to stop for the day. That's fine. Come back to it tomorrow. You got this. All right, guys? I miss you all. We'll get back to doing our live streamings when it's not like this out. It's too nice. I'll be at Greenvale Vineyards Friday night, but it's unfortunately sold out. I'm sorry. For kids' parties. I don't think that's going to be the last time, though, so keep your eyes open. And it sold out really quick, though, so really keep your eyes open for that one. All right, guys, so I will talk to you later. All right, have a good night.